Hi, Cancer. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys today. This is going to be a monthly forecast for the sign of Cancer for the month of September. So we will be doing a Celtic cross Cancer that just gives me the widest look at your month possible. So if you have Cancer in your chart, if you like Cancers, maybe you're a cross watcher, who knows? This reading may resonate for you. As always, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could do that through email or form submission on my website. Alrighty. Let's see what's going on, Cancer. You're already showing up in your own reading, which I do love to see. We'll talk more about that as the cards come out. Also, sorry about the lighting. I don't know why. Sometimes, like, I can't get to these videos until later in the day. And when I do, if the sun goes down, I end up looking like a lollipop on here because I have LED lights in my room. And for some reason, they just turn everything ridiculously neon at night. So, bear with me. All right, one more card, please. Thank you. I'll take two. That's fine. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Okay. All right, Cancer, let's get it. Bottom of the deck is your challenge. Represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. Six of Swords, the Magician, and Death. Wow, Cancer. Queen of Cups? Okay. We're really showing up in our own energy this month, Cancer. I love that. I almost want to say charging forward right off the bat. It feels like your challenge here is, I almost want to say like picking up momentum, but also maintaining momentum here. It feels like Six of Swords is about moving on, but the Magician is the manifester, and then Death is death of the ego. So it feels like as you yourself shift, evolve, and change, so does your surroundings. So does, you know, the people around you, the places around you. Yeah, all of these things alter as we also alter, right? So it feels like as you're kind of charging through September, because that's really how this is feeling, like just like a wild boar charge forward. You're also sort of, I think, navigating the consequences of that, even if they are positive. You know, even if the movement is positive, I should say, there are still consequences to our actions, right? And that's going to look like maybe we leave some people behind. Maybe we leave some jobs behind. And it feels like with the Magician there, as the life that you want gets closer and closer, the way my guides are saying this to me is a little melodramatic. The bigger the sacrifices that are needed. So let's dive in. Let's talk about it. So you start with the Emperor. Love this, Scorpio. Right off the bat, we are stepping into some very strong divine masculine energy this month. Okay, the Emperor is literally the father of the tarot, the divine masculine, entrepreneurial energy. We are stepping forward with the way my guides are saying this to me is also something just like flew into my eye. Like a very heavy foot forward. Okay, and it feels like you are really challenging yourself this month, but it's almost like the challenge is to grow. You know, I think you guys are really looking at your own complacency and asking, what has this done for me? How has this helped me? And now it sort of feels like as you charge forward, how do I say this? You're overcoming a lot of fears, but it doesn't make it easy. Okay, I don't know how else to say that because I don't want to like scare you, but it is definitely going to be a tough journey this month. Okay, because you're really just you're facing one after another, after another, after another, after another here of your own fears and your own self-limiting beliefs. And that's tough. That's tough. You know, your crossing card, which either help or hindrance, is the devil. Believe it or not, Cancer, I do think this is a help for you because I feel like you're almost, the words I'm hearing is fed up. You know, I think you guys are hitting a point where you are so fed up with the cycle, with all the shit that's been going on in your world, that you are just kind of like using the anger, using the frustration to propel you here. You know, anger, a lot of people, a lot of new age spiritualism, I should say. A lot of people will be like, anger's bad for you, anger's not good for you. Okay, obviously it's not good to remain angry all of the time, but anger does serve us because it alerts us when a boundary is crossed. It alerts us, it's our warning bell when something is wrong. Okay? So it feels like you're kind of using this anger to your advantage right now. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, Nine of Cups. The Hierophant. I think also some of you guys, this could be work-related. Some of you guys are charging towards some sort of long-term commitment here. Hierophant is card of commitment, card of marriage, card of spiritual growth. Ten of Pentacles is also long-term stability. It's also the family unit. It's a big family unit card for me. And then the Nine of Cups. I'm going to be honest with you, Cancer. I don't feel family unit for this today. I don't feel that this month circulates around your family unit. I feel like it's a very big showcase of you. It's a showcase of just one. Okay? And I feel like with that, with the Ten of Pentacles there, I think you guys are also really looking at what's the long-term plan for me here, right? Like, we can plan for the short term, but where do we want to see ourselves in 2 years, 3 years? 2 years is still pretty short term, right? You know, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Where do you want to be? What's the goal? And it feels like you guys are really tackling that, which is really positive, really, really eventful. In your headspace, you have the moon. So the moon is a card of Cancer as well as Pisces. So you're showing up in your own energy here. Love that. So I think you guys are also, this is a big month of feel the fear and do it anyway, right? Because the moon is fear, it's illusion. But when we're in the power of the moon, when we're empowered by the moon, I should say, not the power of the moon, but when it empowers us, it sort of airs that lens of mystery. You know, it makes us spur into the unknown as opposed to being like, ooh, I'm a little scared. You know, when I think of an empowered moon card, I'm heading into the fog. I don't know what's going on. It's blurry, it's foggy, but I'm allowing that to almost spur me on to be like, oh my God, I can, like, what's on the other side of that? Like, I want to go and I want to find it out. When the moon is like, when we're out of power, and with the moon, we're sort of stuck in fear. Cancer, I don't feel that for you guys this month. I don't feel like this is a, you know, for those of you that will understand this reference, like a Charmed, Barbas, the demon of fear. I don't think you're frozen by your fear this month. I think you're overcoming it. Four of Swords, I think you're also taking a little bit of a rest period before this. The Fool. Yeah, literally the Fool charging in. Five of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. I think Scorpio, oops, maybe you have Scorpio in your chart, Cancer. Cancer, I think that maybe you do have Scorpio in your chart. This is very similar to what the Scorpio reading was about. I think you're not afraid of losing things in the mist here. I think there's almost like this weird energy coming through of like, okay, I'm going to go through this uncertain period. And if I come out on the other side without X, Y, and Z, I'll take it as a sign. You know, that's sort of how this is coming across to me. Let's say you're entering a competition at work. And, you know, if you're like, if I exit the competition and I no longer have friends after the competition, then it's a sign for me. There's something like that coming through for this month where you're kind of like, okay, throw myself into the mist, throw myself into the illusion, and whoever doesn't make it to the other side doesn't really make it to the other side, you know? Like that's sort of how this is feeling to me with the Fool. You're going for it, Cancer. I think this is really commendable of you. You know, I think that it can be really scary to throw ourselves into the unknown, to quite literally catapult. I just got chopped in the throat there. Catapult into something that we're unfamiliar with is really scary. And I think that this is a really, the way my guys are saying this is it goes to bolster your character. It shows how big you are. You know, it shows how mature you are, how much you've gained. And I just think this is a really great way to start your month, you know? In your physical world, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This, like I said, this could be work related. It doesn't have to be. Knight of Pentacles is slow and steady, wins the race. I think also while you're in this like misty period, I don't think you're scrounging to get out of it really fast, right? You know, like when we say like sit in the uncomfortability of it, I think you guys are. I think this is a really like big moment for you. 10 of Swords. Like I said, there's endings here too. 10 of Swords, you're like coming out on the other end of here, realizing that, oh, this isn't for me. It's almost like an enlightening period for you, which I think is odd. Yeah, 8 of Wands, 6 of Swords in the reverse, and the 10 of Swords. So this is a fabulous combo. 6 of Swords in the reverse for me is more positive than in the upright, because in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, I don't have it. Oh, I do. It's in your challenge. So notice how the swords are still in the boat there with that gold sheen. In the reverse, they fall out of the boat. So the difference is that in the reverse, 6 of Swords is moving forward without baggage. So you're just letting it go. Okay, 6 of Swords upright is I'm moving forward. The baggage is still there, though. You know, I think a lot of you guys here are, this is so positive, Cancer. It just really is. It's full force ahead this month, babe. I don't know what you're doing. I don't know if you're going down the highway at 90 miles an hour, but you are really, really flying right now. And it feels like the month has this like really positive trajectory of near, you know what I mean? And again, it's just, I can't deny it that there's also this feeling here for you of like, okay, if I lose you, I lose you. Some of you have Scorpio in your chart. Watch the Scorpio reading. I literally titled it, Not Every Loss is a Loss, because that was a big theme for them, okay? In the past here, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Cancer, I mean, I think I read for the Divine Feminine quite often, and I think that is you. Queen of Pentacles, you could be a mother, but I think you tend to a lot of other people's gardens, and now I think you're finally tending to your own. I think you're really taking the time, the effort, and the consistency within yourself to do this for you. And that's a really positive step, babe. You know, this is the past, so I do feel like this is where you are coming from. I think there's 2 there. There is. Okay. 8 of Cups, 7 of Wands. Yeah, I think you guys are, Cancer can be quite a stubborn water sign, right? Because you are the Cancer, you have that hard outer shell. I think you guys are leaving that behind. With that 7 of Wands and the 8 of Cups here, I think you're walking away from needing to control the outcome of everything. This is like the exit of like it's like you're abandoning control issues. You know, this is sort of just, again, there's a really big energy here, Cancer. I can't shake it, of whatever happens, happens. I'm making a choice that's best for me. I'm throwing myself into the unknown, into the fog. Whatever happens, happens after that, you know? And that's sort of like how this month is really looking for you. It's just really positive, babe. I have no real other words to say here. I think the best thing you could be doing is this, taking care of yourself. I think this is a really positive leap forward for you. And I think you are really unwilling to let go of that momentum. You want to hold on to it for as long as possible, which makes sense here. And I think you're going to. Because even in the near future is the Ace of Cups, love, connection. Ace of Cups is a beautiful card. It's the universe stepping in to bring something to you, something, someone, a connection. It doesn't have to be romantic, but Ace of Cups is divine orchestrated love. So there's something coming in for maybe a love for life. Knight of Pentacles, maybe a new job, a new career path for you. But it's something that speaks to you. Page of Wands. I'm telling you, there's a brand new endeavor here for you, Cancer. Nine of Wands. Yeah. I think the exit of the chrysalis here is so necessary because you're leaving behind, how do I say that? Like letting yourself be stopped. There's no word for that, but like what you're leaving behind is the things that would have stopped you in the past. And that is what I think makes emerging from this chrysalis so beautiful, because Nine of Wands is Wounded Warrior. So there's always going to be triggers that come up for us, right? As we're doing things that are best for us. And it feels like in the past, those triggers would have hit and you would have said, I'm out, time to go. And I think now, as you're moving forward, Cancer, you're not letting those triggers stop you. You're seeing them, you're feeling them, you're acknowledging them, but you're walking through it anyway. This is almost like the way my guides are saying this to me is a horrible image. Walking on nails. I know that that's like a sect of spirituality in and of itself, like the nail boards, but this is like you're literally standing on nails this month. You're walking over nails and you're just like, it is what it is. Which is so amazing, babe. Could it be me? Okay, I'm the type of person where like if I'm like out in the world on a jog, if I get even one pebble in my shoe, I stop immediately and dump it out. Okay, I feel like you are doing that whole jog. You're doing your 5 mile jog here with like 6 rocks in your shoes this month. So like real big snaps for you. This is looking great, Cancer. I like literally don't even know what I'm like. What's the advice here? Just keep going. Like, how you view yourself as the Four of Pentacles. I think this is where a little bit of your advice is going to come in here. As you're going on your little self crusade here, right? Don't forget to let people in, Cancer. Okay? As you're moving through the fog and you're going through all this uncertainty, yes, count on yourself. Of course, be your own supporter, but don't delude yourself into just being a one-man army, right? Allow yourself to have allies and friends and people that will help support you here. Okay? It feels like you're definitely dealing with a little bit of hyper independence as you're going through this. That's like one of the triggers I think that's going to come up for you is like, oh, I can't let people see me while I'm doing this. Like I have to only trust myself. Yeah, 8 of Swords, 4 of Cups, and the Hermit. Hyper independence, party of one, babe. Okay? You need to remember that the people that are in your life that want to be in your life are there because they want to be. Okay? Reaching out to ask for help in a time of uncertainty does not make you weak. I just got over telling you how strong you are. Okay? Reaching out because you need support during this time as you're tackling a road of fucking upturned nails is not weak. Okay? It takes a lot of strength and a lot of guts to reach out and be like, hey, I'm not doing well. I need some support here. Not that you're not doing well, Cancer. Don't misconstrue me. Okay? You're doing well. But there are going to be moments here where you falter. Okay? You can only absorb so many nails into your foot at once before you're like, okay, can someone help me? You know, this is giving me also like, you know, those days where you just have one minor inconvenience into another, 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 and then before you know it, you're like on the verge of a crash out. That's what this feels like to me, Cancer. And in those moments, that's when we need to reach out the most. That's when our friends in our community and our chosen family come in so clutch, because you're like, hey, I'm going to crash out. I need help. And then guess what? Help comes. Okay? Your superpower is the Nine of Pentacles, so I do get it. You are very self-sufficient. You are very good doing things on your own, which I think is a fabulous superpower. You just got to make sure you don't rely only on that. Okay? Because that's how we burn out. Seven of Swords, yeah. You are also going to be running up into some trust issues this month as well. With that Seven of Swords here. Yeah, you have the High Priestess. I think you have a tendency to go mute on people because you don't trust them. Five of Cups, Page of Swords, Seven of Swords. The Cancer, something I'm going to remind you of here with the High Priestess is that when you take a situation from the past and you copy and paste it into the present, you do everyone involved a disservice. You do yourself a disservice by assuming that you haven't grown, that your boundaries aren't better. You do the other person a disservice because you assume they're out to get you. You do everyone involved a disservice. You have to remember here that not everyone is out to hurt you. Not everyone's out to get you, babe. Okay? I understand as a Cancer why you have that hard shell, because you're protecting such a soft and gooey inside. I'm literally a Pisces. I understand. Okay? But something you need to remember here is that if your boundaries are healthy, if your ability to discern is healthy, if you are living healthily, you will know intuitively, High Priestess, who is for you and who is not. Trust your intuitive voice, Cancer. You're a water sign. We are the intuitive signs, okay? Trust that you can discern, that you know when something is off. And trust when you know if it's not. If it feels good, it feels good. If it feels fine, it feels fine. If you don't trust someone because you have a inkling, don't trust them. But if you don't trust someone simply because maybe your ex was blonde and this new person is blonde, interrogate that. Don't let that stop you. Okay? Because your hope is justice. Your hope, Cancer, is that you get what you deserve, that you get everything you want here. And I see you getting exactly that. Cancer, I really feel like I do not see a reality in September where you allow things to stop you. It's truly such a positive reading for you this month. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Like, this is just... You're just going. You know? Three of Wands. You're not waiting anymore. Temperance. I think you waited a long time. You know? And I think that's why you are sort of... I think you spent so long as a caterpillar, moving so slowly, that now as your little moth butterfly self, you're like Air Force One. You're flying. You're breaking the sound barrier this month, babe. Okay? And I don't... King of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Temperance, like, you're making it. You're getting there. You know? I really feel like the only thing standing in your way this month is yourself. Is your trust issues. That is the only thing that's come up in this whole reading that I'm like, okay, yeah, that could derail you a little bit. Do you know how positive that is? We've been here for almost, 30 minutes? And I've said maybe one thing that could derail you. babe, you're looking really good here, Cancer. You're looking very positive. Okay? I see you with the Justice. I see you getting literally what you deserve. You get whatever this is that you're asking for because you were patient, because you waited, because you toiled as a caterpillar. You're flying as a moth butterfly, whatever you want to be. Okay? Because even your outcome, 2 of Cups, 6 of Cups, whatever. I don't know if this is love. Okay? 2 of Cups is a soulmate connection, a soul connection of some sort. And the 6 of Cups is a past life connection. So you have some sort of like very potent connection coming in at the end of this month for you. Let's see what it is. Just heard at the finish line. So maybe at the end of the month this comes in for you. 5 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. I don't even think I'm supposed to tell you what this is, Cancer, with these cards coming out to clarify. I think I'm just here to tell you that this month is going to show you that you can handle it. I think this month proves to you within yourself that you are capable, that you are strong, and that you know how to navigate your triggers without, quite frankly, falling apart. You know, and when this connection does show up, whether it's love, whether it's business, it's gonna trigger you. And this month is so instrumental because, once again, it's just showing you how capable you are, how capable you've always been. Okay? Let's get you an oracle card. I'm just cleaning up a little bit. I have this really bad habit. I said it in the last reading I did for Scorpio too. I have this bad habit of like skewering cards everywhere all over my desk, and then like I'll finish the reading and there's so many cards everywhere I can't even get to my keyboard. So I'm trying to be a little bit more proactive with it and be a little bit more organized. But okay. Let's get you a card. I am using the Angelarium today, Cancer. This is my favorite Oracle deck. I am obsessed with it. It reads us to filth. It's amazing. So let's get advice for you. What's the advice card for Cancer for September? Please. Please. For September. For September, please. All right. I guess they're taking their time, Cancer. There we go. That's so funny. You got Soufflatus, Angel of Dust. I think it's funny that I talked about mist this whole time, fog, and then you got dust. Very similar in my brain. I will not be elaborating further on that. Thank you. All right, let's read it. Where is he? He's number 41 for those of us that are into numerology. Okay. Seeing this card is a reminder that we should be careful with what we willfully destroy. For everything we make, something will always need to be unmade. Unmaking with care and purpose is as important as building its replacement. Cancer, I think that's an interesting advice card. I always say that the universe works in equity. If I want a new living room couch, the universe is going to ask me to get rid of my old. Okay? So in this month, remember that for what you want, you have to give up something of equal value. Okay? Cancer, that is your monthly forecast. That's what I have for you guys. This was fabulous. Fabulous month for you guys, okay? If the reading resonates with you or my reading style resonates with you, do consider liking and subscribing. We are on the road to 200 subscribers. If you guys would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch. You can find me Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. So, Cancer, I leave you with this. I hope to see you over on Twitch, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.